winner via TKO, Carson Hardman.
Welcome everyone, I'm Carson Hardman. We're here at Excite MMA and today we're going to be featuring something called the Jukestir. It's a new unique bag that moves around and creates a lot of diversity. The biggest problems that I see in my gym, as well as training with other people, is the fact that they almost get lulled asleep by these other bags, or they become so simple. For instance, like the speed bag, you close your eyes and you could just almost mimic these movements. The cool thing about this bag here is as I'm hitting, it is moving unpredictably, constantly. And as you notice even there, as I'm just lightly tapping it, I'm already missing and moving. This forces my brain to think in ways that normally on a heavy bag, I don't have to. But with the Jukestir, it makes everything a lot harder and actually is more engaging constantly throughout my exercises that I'm doing. Basic way to set up the Jukestir, we have it here on a stand. You can hook it up to your trusses at home. Maybe you have an old heavy bag stand. It's really easy, it's lightweight. I don't have to worry about this like pulling through my roof or my garage, which is awesome. I think it's very versatile that way. You can take this on the go. That being said, how to set it up. Typically our heavy bags are hanging high. I actually prefer my Jukestir down lower because as I'm in fighting stance, see my chin level is actually even here. So personally, I might even lower this one just a little bit, but for sake of the video here, we're just gonna play as is, and it's still here at chin level. And that is now my target that I'm hitting for chin. And same thing, body level is body. And as you see there, it's still hitting my thigh level too. So everything is proportionate, and that's how I personally hang my bag to ensure that I am actively engaged and it is as real as it gets for a future upcoming fight. First thing that I like to do as I'm warming up with the Jukestir and kind of get my brain just engaged and going is I just like to work the jab. I'm here, I'm in my fighting stance. Again, we're not square. We're always bladed, especially in MMA. Okay, all you boxers know the criticalness of this stance. Okay, I'll even face the camera a little here. And when I strike, we're always hitting on the middle knuckle. You can share the weight between the two knuckles, you know, but we never hit with our pinky or our ring finger knuckles. We're always hitting right there on the index. Same thing on our Jukestir. And I'm just here. I'm coming out, turning over, and hitting. As I get more confident and my brain starts picking that up, I'll start hitting it more and a little harder. All right there. As you notice, I start to get more confident just with the jab alone. I start throwing my straight. It's all about the hips, guys. We hear that so much in sports. Same thing in fighting. It's all about the connection of the ground with our hips. I'm turning over right here with my hip, and I tell my youth students, it's like I'm squishing a bug with my back foot. And again, hitting on that middle knuckle right there. So as I get more confident with my Jukestir and it's moving around and I have to pay attention to what's going on, I'm throwing my straight when I feel the opportunity. And boom, right there, there it is. Common errors that I see on regular heavy bags, again, as I explained earlier, is we're lulled asleep. We're moving, we're hitting, right? If this was a regular heavy bag, and it almost just predictably swings back and forth. But I see people just stand there, even when the bag is moving. This forces me to move in and out so I can hit this properly. I think that is a critical thing about this Jukestir, and it's also critical for our fighting skills, guys. So when we're doing this, be aware. Remember, I have feet. God gave me legs to move. So I want to shuffle around and constantly move. You've heard me talk about before on our YouTube channel, or well, I guess more on our Instagram, is more where it's been, is we call it the rule of 2 of 3. My head, my hands, or my feet are always moving, right? I got level changes, I've got fakes, we call it head movement, but it's not really like technically head movement. What this does is it distracts them, right? It makes it harder to read what movements I'm doing. I'm doing the same thing on my Jukestir because it's doing it to me. I'm moving and I don't know where this thing is gonna be, right? Right there, it's getting really close to my head, so I probably want to be moving around, making sure that I'm not gonna get hit. Moving in and out. This, for me, this right here often will hit my thigh. In a fight, that's two things. Either one, a takedown, or two, a leg kick, right? However that may be. It could be a side kick, an outside roundhouse, inside roundhouse. Either way, it's bad. So I've got to constantly be in and out. Guys, right here, right? If I want to move forward, step and drag. Front foot steps, back foot picks up. Doesn't physically drag, it's just a figure of speech. Same thing when I'm moving back, my back foot steps, back foot drags, or front foot drags. Same thing if I'm doing lateral, left foot, if I'm moving left, my right foot follows. If I'm going to go right, right foot steps, my left foot follows. Same thing here, moving to my right, so I'm stepping with my right foot as I move. I'm keeping my 2 of 3 rule, constantly moving. I love working this principle on this bag because in a real fight, I have to move and so is my opponent. This makes it super difficult, guys, to actually hit someone in real life. You see pros all the time make these big shots and they're whizzing right over their heads. I love that about the Jukestir is because there's constant times, and I've done this in a fight where there's nothing more defeating than when you try to make a punch and you miss and you have to try and correct it. This helps you so much with that. And so as I'm going, right, I'm just playing with things. Oh, I missed. Oh, I got to come back with my cross. My cross skimmed right there. So what do? Probably come back with a hook. This is forcing my brain to catch up to real life speed, and the harder I push, the harder this is going to push me as well.
Jukestir by Health and Fitness Technologies. Buy yours at jukestir.com.